Judy Garland was still a child when Hollywood decided who she would be. Born Frances Gumm, she was performing on stage before she could read. By the time she arrived at MGM in the 1930s, the studio system immediately recognized her talent, and just as quickly began controlling every aspect of her life. Unlike other young actresses, Garland was not groomed as a glamour star. Instead, MGM positioned her as wholesome, relatable, and eternally youthful. That image became her brand, but it also became her prison. Studio executives monitored her weight closely, placing her on strict diets while she was still a teenager. To keep her energy high during long filming days, she was given amphetamines. To help her sleep afterward, she was given sedatives. This cycle was not hidden, it was standard practice. While filming The Wizard of Oz, Garland was just 16 years old. The role made her world famous, but the conditions were brutal. She worked exhausting hours, endured constant scrutiny of her appearance, and lived under rigid supervision. The image audiences loved came at the cost of her physical and emotional health. As Garland grew older, Hollywood struggled to let her grow with dignity. MGM continued to cast her in roles that emphasized innocence long after she had outgrown them. At the same time, the studio punished her for behavior that had been shaped by years of dependency on prescribed medication. When Garland began missing rehearsals or struggling on set, the industry labeled her difficult. Rarely did it acknowledge its own role. In 1950, MGM terminated her contract, a devastating blow after nearly 2 decades of loyalty. Suddenly, the studio that had controlled her life from adolescence no longer offered protection, structure, or support. Yet Garland did not disappear. Her performances in the 1950s, especially in concert, revealed a depth and emotional honesty that audiences found electrifying. Her voice carried experience, pain, and resilience. Many fans believe this period produced her most powerful work. But the damage had already been done. Garland continued to struggle with addiction, anxiety, and financial instability. The pressure to perform never faded, even as her health declined. She remained beloved by audiences, yet increasingly unsupported by the industry that had built her fame. Judy Garland died in 1969 at the age of 47. In retrospect, her story is no longer just about talent or tragedy. It is about what happens when a system values performance over protection, especially when that system places impossible demands on a child. Today, Garland is remembered not only for her iconic roles, but for the vulnerability and honesty she brought to her work. Her legacy endures as both a celebration of extraordinary talent and a cautionary tale about the true cost of fame.